That thing is overinflated.
What's your guess?
45.
That much air in there. I'm guessing 13. Bam! 13 exactly!
Yeah, I'm thinking a bicycle tire.
Ah! Alright, so I have a what if scenario for you. Let's say you're out ripping on the trails in your favorite side-by-side or even an ATV for that matter. Just out with your friends, whoever you like to ride with, just having a good old time. And let's say that you happen to glance to the side and you see a maybe not so traveled path, so you decide to do a little exploring and head down that trail to see what happens and what you find. And lo and behold, as you're heading down that trail, the trail gets skinnier and skinnier. You get more nervous and more nervous, especially if you got a big old girl like the R-Max here. That's a little tight squeeze in here for the R-Max. And before you know it, you're cruising along and you just feel a little bump bump. You're like, what was that? Oh, stump. Oh, that was bad. Well, the reason why I gave you that scenario is that is what exactly happened to me the other day when I was riding. And this is something that could happen to you guys. So I got out and looked for fear that my tie rod might have been bent. But lo and behold, I look at my tire and I find this. So apparently we clipped a tree or a stump that was hidden in the brush and the weeds, and we now have wood wedged up in our tire. Now fortunately I managed to do it in such a way that I haven't lost an ounce of air, because this was what, 2 weeks ago now, and it's been holding fine. However, I wouldn't want to do a lot of serious riding with a big old chunk of lumber sticking out of my wheel. So in this video, we're gonna try to take care of this as if we were out on the trail with common tools you guys should have at least when out riding on big rides. And my two weapons of choice that we're gonna attempt to extract this wood from the tire with is a good old WD-40 and a pair of channel locks. Because again, this is stuff when I ride, I usually take with me. Now obviously guys, before we get into this, the correct way that I would repair this if it was something that was in the shop is, of course, I take it in, I would pull the wheel and I'd actually break the wheel off the bead and then pull that way, make sure to get every little bit in pieces. But if this happens to you when you're out on the trail, maybe on a long weekend worth of riding, you don't have a nice shop to work in where you can pull a wheel and take it off the bead. So again, we're gonna try to fix this as if we were out on the trail. So the first thing I wanna do is get this up in maybe the top third of the tire so it's easier to work with and we can let the air out of the tire without squishing this. So I'm gonna hop in and my camera girl will holler whoa maybe when we get into about this area with it. Whoa! All right, so now we got this up here where hopefully we can get at it a little better. Boy, I've got like two separate, there you can see a little better. We've got actually two chunks stuck in there. So the next thing we're gonna have to do is let some air out of that, because there's no way we're gonna pull those out of there in one piece. Probably just end up breaking it off if the tire's inflated. So, another set of tools I usually keep with me is tire plugs and plug kit, which has this nice little handy dandy stabber thing in here. No, we're not gonna stab the tires, but I am gonna use this to relieve my tire of air. And for your enjoyment, we're gonna speed this along till this is done.
You know, if you did stab it in, it would actually empty quicker.
But then we'd have a whole new set of problems, wouldn't we? It was probably a good week before I even realized this was sticking in there.
I remember when it was that happened.
Yeah, because
I said,
we hit
whoa,
the bump when it shoved us over. And guys, this is also assuming that you're going to carry a little air compressor like I do. That's one of them ones that plugs into your accessory outlet for putting air back in. Because if you have no way to put air back in, then this method's probably really not going to help you. Maybe I should start carrying a valve removal tool with me in my toolbox. You know, one of them little tiny guys. Just in case this happens again. Because that would make this go so much faster.
You know, if you focused on the task, you'd get it done without it slipping out.
I'm talking to the camera.
I think you could do it.
I think we can do it. I think we've got enough air out. So, where the WD-40 comes into play is a little lubrication. We don't want to hurt our tire, so we want that to slip out nice and neat. So we're gonna apply liberally. And then let's see if we can get our pliers on here. Let's push this a little bit. That came right out. Oh, there are pieces stuck in there. Probably gonna have to get a screwdriver and actually do a little prying and digging to get that out of there.
Pretty rotten wood.
It was. But I do always keep screwdrivers with me in my toolkit I take with me too. So let me grab a screwdriver and we'll see if we can pry the others out of there. But so far, this went pretty easy. All right, I got my needle nose too, because this is another tool I usually take with me on rides. So let's see if we can't work it out with the needle nose just to save on our screwdrivers. We're getting the pieces out, but I guess the question is getting all of it out, and I think we're still gonna have to dig with the screwdriver. There we go. Oh, that is rotten. It's just kind of falling to pieces. It's coming though. Alright, so let's push in as much as we can. Oh, there we go. We just need a little leverage. I think we're still gonna have to dig some out here with the screwdriver.
Is that what scraped the rim here?
No, that's various rocks from various different riding places we've been. I think there's still good. If you guys kept a little pry bar or something in your toolboxes, I usually, well, I guess I'm 50-50. Sometimes I'll put a little pry bar in there if I'm on a longer, like far away trip, like Hatfield McCoy's. I usually take a little pry bar. That you could probably wedge in there for a little bit of leverage to get the tire out of the way. We're getting it though. I'm just gonna slowly.
Do you think your vacuum cleaner would work?
I don't think. We just got a little bit more right down in here. I guess the danger of doing this, but again, this is on the trail, it's kind of an emergency repair, is you could knock it into the tire. I guess if I want new tires for the R-Max, now would be a time just to slip and like put a big gash in it, so we have no choice but to get new tires. So, let's do this. Let's see, can we get this in here for leverage? Oh, look at that. I can see it. It's right there. I just can't get at it. Is it going to be enough to keep the wheel from seating? I don't think so. That is it. All right, now time to put the air back in it.
So how long of an extension cord do you take on your trips?
Very long.
It's a nice shirt you got there.
Walker Evans. Just a little secret between you and me, guys. I have been in contact with Walker Evans, and we are going to be working on developing some shocks here for the R-Max within the next couple months. So I'm excited for that. Because these Fox shocks, I'm not impressed with. Alrighty. Put some air back to her.
Ooh, satisfying. Wow.
Alrighty.
That looks like it's too much air.
It's too much air. I did it on purpose. Again, I'm gonna pull out my old WD here. It'll help you check for leaks. I am not seeing any leaks. We are fully seated. back on the rim and ready to continue our fun-filled adventure of blazing new trails. Probably getting lost, and hopefully not breaking anything else or puncturing or hurting any more tires, although, ooh, that is a good gash there. Probably still should get some new tires for this guy. But anyway, guys, there's just a quick little on the trip. 1 second. As I was saying, there's a quick little on the trail repair you can do, because this has happened to me a time or two. It doesn't happen very often, but it can happen. You can hit a stump or a limb or something, have it kind of wedge in there between your tire and your rim, and it can cause your day of riding to end quite abruptly. So a little field extraction with some WD-40, some common tools you guys should carry with you on a riding trip. And we extracted it successfully, no leaks. So if this had been on a big ride somewhere, we could have kept on riding. So I hope this is a help to you. If that's ever happens to you, you at least have an idea what to do. Again, the correct way and my preferred way would be to pull the tire, break it clear off the bead. That way you can clear all that wood. And I may do that here after we're done filming. Make sure I got every little tiny bit and piece, but give you an idea what you can do if not. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it's a help to you if that ever happens. And until next time, God bless and keep on riding. Bam! 13 exactly!
See, I'm thinking a bicycle tire.
Ah! That's still a little too much air. What do I usually run in these? I think I run about 10 pounds of air in these fronts. Man, could you be any more accurate?
I think you have one that just says 13.
I don't even need this gauge.
What's the other one at, Jason? I think we need to test this theory here.
Okay.
What's the other one?
10.5, 10.5.
10.5. I'll give you a 2/10 leeway.
Oh, I'm way up to 15 for some reason. I usually don't run that much air in these tires. We'll blame it on it's been hot. The heat's expanded.